Daniel Sports Central, we go over an NFL game preview and prediction on the wild card round matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. Both teams have had great seasons getting to this point. Miami's a team that started out the season really strong, took a few tough losses down the stretch, but they are in the playoffs as the 7th seed. The most important thing is that they got a chance in the playoffs. They're taking on the Buffalo Bills, a team that is widely considered to be one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl this season. We'll be covering a full game preview and prediction on this match here today, starting with your team trends. The Dolphins beat the New York Jets 11-6 to finish out the regular season. Obviously a crucial win there. If they would have lost that game, Pittsburgh would have been in the playoffs. So yeah, the reason why Miami's even in this game is because of that win over the Jets in Week 18. But this team, that was not a given, winning that game. With all the injuries, this team is relying on their third-string quarterback, their rookie quarterback, Skylar Thompson. And once again, coming off of that losing streak that they were just on, yeah, that game was not a given. But the Dolphins got it done. They're 9-8 heading into the playoffs, and they're the 7th seed in the AFC. And as for the Bills, this team, they beat the New England Patriots 35-23. And so, yeah, solid win to finish out the regular season for them as well. They're 13-3 on the season. Definitely one of the hottest teams in the playoffs. I'd say Buffalo. I mean, you got a few hot teams in the playoffs. Obviously, the Chiefs are a team, the Bills, the 49ers on the NFC side of things. But I think the Bills are very much a team that is probably one of the main contenders to win the Super Bowl, rightfully so. Josh Allen, this team has been a contender in the past few years. They got experience. And I think this could very well be Buffalo's year. Games will be on Sunday, January 15th in Orchard Park, New York. So the Bills are the home team here. And the kickoff is 1 p.m. Eastern. Spread's going with the Bills 13 points. The Buffalo Bills are favored by 13 in a playoff game. You really don't see a wide spread like this in a playoff game, but here we are. The Bills are favored by almost 2 touchdowns in this matchup. Over-under is 43.5. FPI is going with the Bills 96.3%. So, yeah, saying that the Bills are a heavy favorite here is definitely accurate. They are extremely favored in this matchup and extremely likely to win this game according to the FPI and the spread. Series history, Miami leads at 62-55. Obviously, we've seen a ton of matches between these two teams as they are divisional rivals. Win streak, Buffalo won the last matchup, and they've also won 8 out of the past 10. So, yeah, Miami does lead the overall series, but Buffalo has been more successful in recent history. Stat comparison, the Dolphins are 11th in points per game, 24th in points allowed. They are 4th in passing games. This is a strong passing offense here. And obviously Tua Tagovailoa, the starting quarterback, he's had a great season when he's played, but he has had a really rough year with concussions and injuries. So, I mean, that's been an issue. And he hasn't played since he got a concussion again against the Packers back on Christmas Day. So it looks like the Dolphins are relying on their third-string quarterback, Skylar Thompson, in this matchup. He is an inexperienced quarterback in the league, and that is a concern for me. And that's a big reason why the Bills are favored by so much. I mean, if Tua was playing in this game, if he was at his full capability, Bills would probably be favored by 5 or 6, but instead it's 13, as the Dolphins just couldn't get anything going offensively against the Jets, but defensively, they got it done. That's the main reason why they won that game. But Miami, they're 25th in rush yards a game, so not a very good rushing team here. Raheem Mostert is the top rusher with 800 yards on the season, 3 touchdowns. And then for yards allowed, they're 27th in pass defense, 4th in rush defense. So they got a strong rush defense here, but the problem is you're going up against a Buffalo team that can attack you in all kinds of ways in the air. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, this team is nothing short of outstanding in the passing game. They also can get you in the rushing game with Devin Singletary, Zach Moss. I mean, so this is a Buffalo team that I would consider to be one of, if not the best offense in the league. So, I mean, for Miami here, offensively, it's going to be tough for the Dolphins. I mean, just saying it straight up here, with having third string. I mean, it looks like Teddy Bridgewater, he is the second string. He's also out with an injury. It's just been a rough year of injuries with the Dolphins. Jalen Waddle is questionable. Cedric Wilson is questionable. Jeff Wilson is questionable. So, I mean, this team is really dealing with injuries right now, and that's, once again, a big concern, and that's why this team is such an underdog in this matchup. And bottom line, this offense, it's going to be tough to get a whole lot going. So, defensively, Miami's going to have simply an outstanding game. I mean, they got it done against the Jets, but the Jets' offense is nowhere near as good as Buffalo's is. So that is something to keep in mind heading into this matchup. Recent matchups, Miami, they beat the Jets 11-6, lost to the Patriots 21-23, lost to the Packers by 6, lost to the Bills back on December 17th by 3, lost the Chargers by 6. So several close losses down the stretch. I mean, this team hasn't been blown out, but they've taken several tough losses down the stretch. I mean, this team at one point was 8-3 this season. They were the top team in the division for a few games and for a few weeks until Buffalo overtook them. For Miami, I mean, this team down the stretch, the injuries obviously have had a huge impact, but we saw how strong this team can be in the earlier parts of the season. But for the Bills, they beat the Pats 35-23, beat the Bears 35-13, beat Miami. They beat the Jets 20-12, and they also beat the Patriots in their first matchup of the season 24-10. That was back on December 1st. Your key points: Miami 9-8. Rookie quarterback Skylar Thompson is likely to start for this team. So we'll see if he's able to get anything going. Really couldn't do much against the Jets last week. But once again, I mean, at least the Miami defense showed up and played a solid game. But in the end, it's gonna be tough for Skylar Thompson, I think, in this matchup, especially going up against a much more talented Buffalo football team all around. And after starting 8-3, this team finished off the season 1-5. Once again, those losses were, for the most part, all very close. They really never got blown out that terribly. But this is a team that must force turnovers in this matchup. That's the only chance that this team has to win this game. You got to force turnovers, get some points on special teams or defensively, maybe a pick 6 or 2. That would go a long way in this matchup. But that's not going to be an easy thing to do. And I mean, strength defensively is going to be crucial here, because I just don't know that Miami's going to be able to score more than 15 points offensively just with the situation going on. So defensively, this team is going to have an outstanding game. But for the Bills, this team, they're one of the main Super Bowl favorites, and rightfully so. This team is a complete football team all around. You can tell that this team is very much, talent-wise, Josh Allen, and defensively, I feel like they're better than in past years. And, I mean, this is the best chance that they have yet, I think, to really make a run at the Super Bowl. They've won 7 straight to get here, one of the hottest teams in the league. Josh Allen, this team is all around just brutal to contain. So, but anyway, that's it. Let's get the prediction here for Miami and Buffalo coming up here in the wild card round. This will be no surprise here. I'm going with Buffalo. 27-10 is my predicted final score. I'm not going to go with any crazy upset here. I just don't think the Miami Dolphins can get it done with everything going on offensively, with all the injuries. I mean, this Dolphins team just has not caught a break, especially with Tua. It's been tough on Tua this season with the concussions and everything going on. And so for Miami, it's going to be tough to score a whole lot of points. Once again, I think the main way that Miami even has a chance is if they can get some points defensively. In the end, I just don't know if that's going to happen with Josh Allen being as reliable as he is. So in the end, I'm going to go with the Bills 27-10. They get the win pretty comfortably here. I would be honestly stunned if Miami won this game. Honestly, that would probably be the biggest that would definitely be the biggest upset of the playoffs by far. I mean, it's more likely that the Seahawks beat the Niners than the Dolphins beat the Bills, in my opinion. So I'm going to say 70% towards the Bills. Over-under is 43.5. I'm taking the under here, and Buffalo to cover the spread in the end. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below on this matchup, and I appreciate you guys watching as always. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. Catch you on the next one.